Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFolk.com. With your hosts, Diana-Mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Roggio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Oh, yeah, and it's another Tuesday night. You've got Diana-Mite here live with you at Speed Scene Live. We've got Scott Lucky Hudson here to my left.
I'm ready to go, Diana-Mite.
And in studio, Alex Roggio as well. Bob Beck, all the way down there at the end.
Hi.
Yeah, we got to keep this guy awake. And we've got Bruce Parker back there handling all those controls for us.
Wait, don't keep him awake, man. Come on. Things could be really bad for us if Bob's awake.
They could be. And you know what? Tonight, we've got some great cell phone photos. I'd like to ask racers out there to please send me your cell phone photos. Just email them to speedscene@aol.com.
All right, tonight we also have Roger Gustin. Now, he's talking about Mardi Gras night at Fire Race at State Capitol Raceway, May 3rd through the 5th. That's this weekend in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Pro mod racer Jerry Hunt. Kudra will be, it's C-U-D-R-A, will be calling it from Ohio, and more. Also, Mopar Nation Magazine will be here shooting some photos for us to be put in their magazine tonight. And so if you see the bright lights flashing, that's them.
Is that what's getting off your game there? Every now and then I see a flash.
I just brushed my teeth and I can't do a thing with them.
Hey, there's a shot of Super Chevy Carl Cole racing Papa Joe Furriani.
Two of our favorite people, Lucky.
A little bit of the race action from the Super Chevy show to commemorate Roger Gustin. Now, Gary Skelsey's returning to drag racing, and we have the scoop right here tonight on the Speed Scene Live show. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but first I want to thank Charlie Harmon from the NMCA and NMRA for being on the Sam Oxer Jr. radio show last night. He's going to be he's going to be live in studio here on Speed Scene Live soon, but this weekend NMRA will be going on in Maryland, so if you're out in that neck of the woods, check it out.
And don't forget, Speed Scene Live will be at Great Bend this June, racing and filming the Speed Scene Live Nationals. It's 3 big days of racing and a chance to get your car on TV. Lucky will be doing interviews, filming the racing, and more.
Nice.
Also, Scotty Richardson will be at the Speed Scene Live Nationals teaching a class. And if you want more info on that, visit schooledbyscotty.com. Speaking of schools, I just attended the Frank Hawley Drag Racing School in Las Vegas, and we'll get to that a little bit later.
Cool.
And we want everybody to know that, unfortunately, Bryant Layton, he's off on assignment right now. So
Brian Layton, he's not in here tonight.
What the heck was that? He's off on assignment tonight. But we do have Bob with his gas. Bob, What are you going to talk about tonight?
We're going to watch the Mustangs pass gas across your screen tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. That sounds like some good gas.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have Kent Rose from the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags. He's going to be on the show soon. And this weekend, I'm going to be at a car show called Revved Up for Kids, representing Hedman Headers and also Curry Rear Ends at Vic Edelbrock's garage called Vic's Garage,
Vic's
right?
Garage.
Vic's Garage, yeah. So
Lucky,
I'm going to be there.
You're such a good guy. You're always doing stuff for kids. You just did something, was it last week or out there at the Grand Prix with all those kids? I've seen some pictures on Facebook that they posted. You got a big heart for children, don't you?
Well, kids are the future drag racing people,
Yep.
Stop focusing on the pioneer that was drag racing in the 50s and start focusing on the pioneer that hasn't started drag racing yet, because that's what's going to be fueling drag racing in the future.
I totally agree. Get these kids away from texting and using their thumbs on their doggone cell phones all the time, not looking where they're going, walking out in the middle.
And get those feet on a gas pedal.
Get them some social skills and get them behind a race car. Absolutely.
Right. Well, let's get going and talk to Gary Skelsey, because Gary Skelsey has got a scoop for us right here on Speed Scene Live.
Look what I found, Gary Skelsey. You guys have been looking for him. I find him in Tulare, the Thunder Bowl here. the sprint car. Gary, what's going on here?
Well, I came here because there's a lot of dairies here, and I came to milk a few cows. No, there's a sprint car race going on. What do you think, Couch?
I don't know, man. All these people miss you at the drag races, and we come find you rolling around in the dirt.
Yeah. Actually, Donnie Couch and I are friends from way back, and he pushed me down in the dirt. But I'm going to tell you, another year and I could take him. I got to get him out of his bowling league or whatever it is you do. What is it you do now?
I don't know. I can't figure it out. Speed Scene Live, that's what we do now.
There you go. .com or anything?
Yeah, no, dot your eye. How's that?
You did before.
I did.
My attorneys will be in touch with you.
Is that why you quit funny car racing? Gary, this is your son's car here. You got both your kids running, Gio and Dominic, but tonight you're out here with Dominic?
Yeah, Dominic's running a 360 tonight. He's ran the first 4 races of the year with the World of Outlaws, and he's only 15 years old, and he's got a little learning curve ahead of him, but last year he won 2 races with a 360, and tonight we had second wrapped up until the last lap, and he caught the fence, and the fence won. But he's doing a great job. We'll be at it next week, and my 11-year-old Giovanni is racing micros, and they're not doing the straight line stuff yet, but they like the sprint car thing because it lasts longer.
Well, yeah, speaking of lasting longer, when are you
get pills for that, Couch?
Yeah, do they now? The little blue ones?
Yeah, but I just get taller. I don't understand what's going on.
I got one stuck in my throat, and I got a stiff neck. Anyway, hey, big question. Drag racing people want to know, are they ever going to see Gary Scelzi? I'm not going to ask you about a car. Are they ever going to see it at NHRA drag racing?
Yeah, probably this year. I might be in a position you're in here. Maybe with a microphone in my hand. We'll see.
Since Fry
I've talked to a couple people, and I might do a little something. I'm not sure when, where, but it'll be this year.
You mean Scelzi says it's coming back?
No, maybe a little bit different type of Scelzi says. I'm not sure. We're talking about it right now. We're in the petting stages. But I still love drag racing. All my friends are still out there. I just kind of feel out of place going if I'm not putting a fire suit on. So I've talked to a couple people, and there's a chance that I might come just do maybe 1 race, maybe 5 races. We'll just see what happens. But being on that side of the microphone and not taking the helmet off is a little bit different.
On fire and everything.
On fire, yeah. Couch tuning me. Yeah. The first funny car I ever drove was right here by this guy.
Little fire. It was a small fire.
Okay. It was a small fire to start out into.
I hooked the fire bottle up to the shifter,
and then it turned into a really big fire, and that's the reason
I put your name in line. Yes, I did. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's Gary Scelzi. If you've been wondering where he's been, it's kind of like the Where's Waldo. Here he is in Tulare, California. Yeah. Gary, thank you for being on Speed Scene Live.
And thank you for using the camera that puts 20 pounds on me, all right? Yeah, I'm really not that fat, really.
Oh, yeah, you are.
So there you have it. Gary Scelzi coming back with a microphone.
He's being courted, Lucky, and damn, that guy is funny. We just showed you a snippet of this interview. You would be off your chair right now if you saw the whole thing. I got to tell you, I was.
I had to edit out some good stuff.
I got to have that guy.
It was too racy.
I got to have that guy in studio next to me. Unrated. That guy is a hoot.
Oh, he'll get next to you, girl. Hey, but, earlier Alex was talking about doing a drag racing school, right, Alex?
Yeah, I attended the Frank Hawley Drag Racing School at Las Vegas Motor Speedway last week. And I got to drive a Super Comp dragster, and happy to say I successfully passed, and will be getting my license very soon. Here's a shot of the classroom lecture portion of the class. This is where you come after each one of your runs gets critiqued, and we talk about what can be done better and what needs to be improved on. And here's, of course, Frank doing his thing, teaching all of the important lessons that he talks so passionately about throughout the class.
And Frank has so many years and so much knowledge, and it must be great to have him as a teacher.
It's amazing. The whole time in the class, I keep thinking, like, man, this guy knows so much, and he's letting me in on everything that he knows. It's really, really cool to hear his side of the racing world. This is a picture of Sean, the instructor for the dragster portion. He's showing us, the procedures for doing the burnout and controls in the car, and a couple of students suiting up before a run.
Yeah. Even old guys can suit up.
Yeah. There was, it's amazing the age spectrum of the people that attend the class. This is Las Vegas Motor Speedway, beautifully prepped. This shows the cones that Frank sets up. People that take this class that don't necessarily have any drag racing experience, so he has very clear instructions, very specific on, you know, where to start your burnout, where to stop, where to let off, how long to go for your each of your runs.
So that's what the cones are for, is to give you a distance idea.
Exactly.
I got you. You know, it's funny seeing that classroom setting, because I did the little shorty version of the Frank Hawley School. You know, it was like a little half-day thing that Lucky and I were involved in. But the setting looked just like you're kind of in this two-tier room, and you jump in, you go, all right, let's go racing.
I know, and sometimes I wonder, is everyone ready? Like, it's invigorating. And here is about halfway through the day, Frank thought it would be prudent for us to all go up to the starting line, and it's difficult sometimes to line up these cars straight. I had no idea how difficult it was to line up a dragster. Driving a door car, it's totally different. So there's always more instruction needed. Here's a good friend of mine, Tony Rowe, who had a big part in me getting into the class to do the story for the magazine. Of course, this will be covered in Mopar Max.
Oh, nice.
He's a good friend of Frank Hawley's, actually.
Oh, there it is, that big pointy nose sticking way out into the next county, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
10 feet in front of me or so,
That's always scary to me. It's just like, ugh.
Now, you're a car girl, like you said, you drive a door car, you drag race a door car. Was this the first time you were ever in a dragster?
Yes, this was the first time I ever sat in a dragster. I mean, the first time I did my burnout, I was like, holy crap, this is a totally different world.
Now, will you be selling your car and buying a dragster in the near future?
No. I mean, I would love to drive a dragster. I don't plan on selling the Magnum anytime soon. Oh my God, this photo. This was Richard's best shot of me after my run. I was smiling big when I took my helmet off, but I mean, it's hard to capture the moment.
Ooh, look at you. That's a nice shot right there.
Frank has everyone pose in like a real heroic shot at the end of the day. It's really funny how he does it. There was about 20 or so people in the class total.
Wow.
There's a big shot of everyone together.
You could put one of those electric supercharged handies in the back.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Here's the three instructors. Of course, Frank on the left, Jimmy in the middle, and Sean on the right, and then Tony Rowe and Frank Hawley on the right, going back several years. I won't say how many.
Hey, Tony's wearing a U.S. Army hat. Is that of significance that you know of?
Yes, he's a former Army. He was in the Army. I don't know what his ranking was, but he was in the Army for several years.
All right, let's take a look at some video here, man.
This is the first, not the first, but here's a compilation of a bunch of my runs put together in one video. You get to see the run from several different perspectives.
And this is going to be on Mopar Max?
Yes, and it's also on YouTube.
Cool.
Are these are there governors running, or throttle stops, any sort of things on these cars?
No throttle stops, just there's some rev limiters, and there's
Is this an 8-second dragster?
Yes,
you're driving?
Is. My fastest pass was 8:46 at 156.
Well, you have to run within a certain mile or ET of the license you're going to.
Correct. You didn't get the time slips until the end of the day, but I think they do a correction for Vegas also.
Yeah, altitude. Yeah.
It was a blast.
Nice.
It was an absolute blast. I mean, the 60 foot on that thing threw me back in my seat. It took me a minute to pick my head up from the launch. I'm used to 1.6, 1.5, 60 foots, and then to get into a car that does 1.2 was just.
Well, see, there's the tires you need for your Dodge.
I know. Yeah. If only they would fit, right?
A little torching, no problem.
Yeah.
Radius those fender wells.
Kind of hard to drive it on the street, tow the trailer, but
Oh yeah, there's that.
There's that whole thing.
You speed up the sidewall stiffen.
So now, Frank Hawley's school is actually based back east. So does he come out to Vegas periodically or all the time? Or?
Yeah, from what I understand, he comes out about every October and April, about 6 months apart. And his class, there's the Super Gal class that come out to Vegas. At least that, I'm not sure. There's probably more classes. You could visit his website, frankhawley.com. But, I mean, after taking the class and learning the lessons that Frank teaches, we made it to the semifinals in our race the following weekend. I mean, he teaches you such important things that you would never think of, things that teach you about not just racing but life. And, I really highly recommend it to everyone.
Now, how do people find out about the Frank Hawley School and the schedules?
You can go to www.frankhawley.com.
Oh, simple as that.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right. Nice and simple.
Nice.
Easy peasy.
And now, when Bruce took the class, Fast Jack Beckman was the instructor.
Yeah, that's true.
Bruce is personally instructed by Fast Jack. But now they have other instructors involved. I believe Thomas Bayer was one of the instructors at the time also.
Well, then the three of us got Beckman confused. I mean, got the class from Beckman. You did too, didn't you?
Me? No, I never did. I was the guy holding the camera.
Oh,
that was you and I?
That was you and I.
That was before you were on Speed.
Long before.
How do you guys not know this already?
I did not know. That's so weird.
We were there, yes.
Oh, man.
We were there.
Yes. This day in history. 1942.
Back in the olden days when they...
What?
Man. The class has probably evolved. I think Frank has really stepped it up over the years. I mean, he's adding more and more information. He's gathering more information. He's got a million stories about, hanging out with Jack Beckman, John Force. It's just endless. He just,
Okay,
he knows
Alex,
everybody.
So let me ask you this, Alex. Here's the question. Now you're getting a 8-second license, or I guess a 750. 750 to 999 license.
Right.
But you're driving a 10-second door car. So what's the plan?
Most people, when I was telling them about the class beforehand, they were thinking like, you're not even going to want to get in that car anymore. And I'm like, you know what? It's still racing, and it doesn't matter how fast you're going. You still need to treat every run like it's, 200 miles an hour. Everything's important. And, it is slower. When I first drove the dragster for the first time, it went by and it felt like, I didn't even... It felt so fast. But as the day went on, I started to get more used to it. And then when I got in the Magnum again, I had a new appreciation for racing in general. It felt,
Yeah.
But I still hold safety very... I'm very passionate about safety. You still have to buckle up no matter what car you're racing.
Yeah, well, and of course, that you climb into the Magnum, it's a different feel, so you drive it because it's a different car. You drive it how you got to drive it to still stay within your bracket and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's...
exactly.
There's not that huge nose out there.
Well, Diana-Mite, you've been busy back there with those phones.
I have, and boy, have I had quite the time. We're going to go to line 3 and welcome Roger Gustin to the show. Roger, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, happy to be with you folks again. I look forward to this.
Roger, what an honor to have you on the show. You're an icon of drag racing with not only your involvement with Super Chevy Show, but of course being the ultimate jet car driver of all time, the person that brought jet cars to NHRA, and right now, you have a new series happening, and it's going on right now. It is the Mardi Gras Night of Fire race at State Capitol Raceway this weekend, May 3rd through the 5th at Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Can you tell us a little bit about this race?
Yeah, it's for all makes and models to begin with, not just the Chevy brand or the GM brands. We're having... a big 300-mile-an-hour jet dragsters, jet funny cars. Probably going to have somewhere between 15 and 20 pro mods there.
Wow.
That's going to be a show in itself. And we've got a car and bike show, all makes and models, and our normal deal, swap meet and car corral, and a lot of awards and... Everything that I could think of to do, we're doing.
Now, Roger, you've been so successful in the past with your series. Is this something that's going to become a series, or is this a one-time race?
Oh, no. It's going to be more than a one-time race. We're going to do different... If we do this, we're just going to do different events for different markets. I mean, we're going to come back in October, last week of October, back to... and produce another event that will be different than this. We're going to kind of... The fans down there love the jet cars. They love the pro mods. That's why that's the feature show. So we got to keep coming up with new things and so on. and I like new things. I like new things real well. So
well, I'll tell you,
we're just going to do some things, and the ticket prices as low as they've always been for Chevy shows, and we're just wanting a lot of people, and I think we'll get them. We've been successful there in the past, so we hope we are again.
Well, Roger, you know, it's a great place to have a race out there in that track, but just want to let you know we welcome you out here on the West Coast. We miss you bunches, and, you know, there's that Famosa track's an awesome track. You know, I'm sure we could have one of those wonderful races that you put on out there.
Well, I tell you what, always loved coming to California to do events. I loved coming out there to race. I used to spend the winters out there and run all the races there was on the West Coast with my jet cars for many, many years. And I'm excited about this new deal that Bill Doner's doing at Lake Havasaw. I mean, that may be something that we don't have to deal with all the noise problems, and you're going to run some of them people off. I mean, we got too many people complaining out there.
Oh, bunch of whiny crybabies, I say. My goodness, you know what? They can't take a little noise. There's airports everywhere, you know.
Absolutely.
Now, Roger, when
always impressed with the grief that we went through at Pomona, and I love that track.
Oh, we do too.
I loved having those events, but there was an airport across the road. Now, how does that work?
I don't know. Just like Fontana, it's right next to the train station, you know, and the trains make so doggone much money, not money, money too, but so much noise, and people cry about the cars.
Now, Roger,
you know, the thing about it is, it only takes a couple of people to create a lot of problems like that. It's happened all over the country.
Yep.
Now, Roger, let me ask you. I have always enjoyed going to your events in the past. I love coming out with the Curry rear ends booth, the Hedman Hustler headers booth, and set it up. And we've always done so well at your events. Will there be opportunity for me to come out and set up my booth and shoot some film for Speed Scene Live TV?
Yeah, anytime you will come, we'll welcome you. Of course, we've got vendors coming to this event. I did mention that a while ago, but we have several vendors coming to our Mardi Gras Night of Fire.
Who are the sponsors?
Some folks that you know. I mean, that's coming, and actually, I've been so busy. I used to have this big staff of people, and I've pretty well done this one on my own. It's a lot of work to produce one of these when you do all the advertising, the promotion, and schedule all the cars, and, work out all the details of it. It's very time-consuming to do these events, but if I'm not driving a 300-mile-an-hour race car, I mean, this fits me just fine. I've been here in Columbus for the last couple of days, and then also in the commercial property business, and I just, if it closes, I just put together a fabulous deal today. So I stay about as busy as anybody needs to.
Well, good. Now, Roger, I hear that State Capitol Raceway track out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has been doing a lot of upgrades over the past few years, and it's really nice.
Oh, my goodness. I raced at that track. I mean, I raced at every track there. Every track in the country, the good, bad, and the ugly, but none of them was ugly as long as they paid me. Let me take that back. That track was a pretty run-down, old, worn-out racetrack, and a couple, Lanny and Valerie Lewis, bought that track a number of years ago, and Lanny is a land developer, and he has built a new tower. It's an all concrete track. It's got the walls. I mean, concrete everywhere. It is. They just built it into a beautiful racetrack. They got a lot of bracket racers goes there every week, and they love the people. I mean, they really care about the racers, and they're just wonderful people, good, honest people to work with. That's what I look for. And it's an awful lot of work to deal with these deals, but there's never been a problem as long as we've been doing business with them. I love them both to death.
Well, Roger, we're looking forward to having you back in the business. Of course, Mardi Gras Night of Fire race at State Capitol Raceway this weekend. If anybody is in the area, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, there's a lot of states that are just a short tow away. Come on down and support this series and, help Roger make this grow, because we would really love to see this series get bigger and bigger and give us all the opportunity to have more places and opportunities to race.
Well, we want you to have opportunities to race. I love doing the events. I'm just one of the guys. I love these racers. The bracket racers has always been king to me, and you certainly can't have a racetrack, can't have an event at a racetrack without racers, and they're our bread and butter. Let me tell you, I've always felt that way, and I still do.
Well, Roger, thank you so much for calling in, and we appreciate talking to you. And maybe you could give us a call after the event next week and let us know how it went, who won, that type of thing.
I will certainly do that, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate both of you, and I never will forget you coming back to my office and spending time with me and doing a show. That was so nice of you to do that. I'll never forget it, and I'll never quit appreciating it. And coming back for our events, it was you were a superstar at our events, because so many people love to keep up with Speed Scene Live.
Oh, thank you so much, Roger. We're so humbled by that. We really are, because we love and respect you so much. Take good care, Roger.
Thank you so very much for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
Bye-bye.
Well,
okay, thank you, Lucky.
Well, it's a little hard to talk after.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart. We love him so much, and he's just like a legend, and it's an honor to get to talk to him. It really is.
He's a great guy, and I consider him a friend, and I feel honored to be able to do that. Bruce, remember we did that show in his office?
Yeah. It was a live show.
With the iChat on Roger's computer on his desk.
That was awesome.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Hey, just a couple weeks ago, I was on one of the best radio shows in the country. This is the Ultimate Warrior radio show, and it's brought together by the great people of Kudra. And Diana-Mite, let's bring them on.
Let's go to line 1 and welcome Ken and Denise. Welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hi.
Come on.
Did I catch you guys off guard?
Y'all kind of got to go with that one.
Okay.
Well, don't watch the show, because there's a little delay, and that'll mess you up, But Ken, Denise, I want to thank you for calling in. You showed me such wonderful hospitality when I was on your radio show, and really, I had a great time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, Lucky, you know what? We enjoyed you so much. Everybody loved that show. We're posting the show on our website as well. And, we're like old friends, because we talked to you years ago.
That's right. That's right. Where you been? Where you been hiding? Out in Cleveland, Ohio.
We're still hiding here.
We've been kind of working on our series here. Ohio is big on a lot of things. But, you got the 275 classes, and you got the guys that want to do index, and you got our bracket races, and everybody is serious here in Ohio about getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we talk more, I need to do the formal introductions, because this is the first time you've been on the show. Now, you spoke to Diana-Mite on the phone when she was putting you in the system, and Diana-Mite drives a 10-second 66 Chevy Nova. Next to me right here, we've got Alex, the car girl. She's currently driving a 10-second Dodge Magnum with one of those big supercharged Dodge Hemi motors. And
very good.
Our resident car expert, Hot Rod Bob Beck, he seems to know it all, and he's happy to tell you.
I'm full of it. Yeah, that's why we call it gas.
And he really does know it all. That's the funniest thing. And, of course, Bruce Barker. He's the brains behind this whole deal. So, Ken, Denise, welcome to the Speed Scene Live Show. It's great to have you guys on. It's a little different than what you guys do, but it's basically the same thing. A bunch of car people sitting around talking about cars.
Cars, yes. And we kind of stuck on drag racing. We try to cover drag racing a lot and cover our warriors and our build-up, because we started from the ground up. Last year, last season was our first season and doing the index series,
And how did it turn out?
You know what? I think on trial basis it wasn't bad. I think this year it's going to be phenomenal.
Right.
The guys are really pumped about doing this, and we're doing it at 2 different tracks. So I'm pumped. I'm so ready. So you guys started. I don't think you ever stop out there. So we've waited through snowstorms and rainstorms and all that good stuff, and the weather's just now breaking. So we're ready to rock and roll.
So you've got kind of a short season. Well, compared to us.
Yeah, we have 3
Right.
about 4 months.
And October's nothing in October is promised.
Exactly.
And it can get real hairy in September even. Yeah.
So as long as Mother Nature smiles on us, we're gonna be out there. And
That's a good attitude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what? We raised 3 kids out there. So so our son drives a dragster and he's building a Mustang with a Chevy. Our daughter drives a 1970 Challenger. Dad just bought home a brand new baby with a blower motor in it. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped. We're ready to go.
So they don't make wrinkle wall snow tires for you to run in the winter.
They have.
They should.
Right about now, I don't want to think about one.
Those are called studs. Those are called studs. Studded tires.
Yeah. I'm ready to talk about drag racing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention on your show that we got a problem with challenges here in Ohio. Don't nobody want to challenge Ohio. Every time I bring up Ohio versus Michigan, or Ohio versus Pennsylvania, we can't get nobody to follow up on that.
Well, maybe you're just not asking nice enough. That's the thing. A little sweet talk. Let Denise ask next time, Ken.
Oh, you know what? No, he's the nicer one.
I hear you, girl. I'm right there with you.
Yes, he is a nice one. You know what I wanted to say? It was amazing when we started doing the show. We started with an hour, and our sound man says, wow, you guys could just kind of roll your way all the way to the show. I said, this is not something that we talk about because we're here. Right. This is something that we live, right. So all of us are just a different mindset of people, right. And right now our show ranks number 1 here, and it's so much fun. It is so much fun.
Well, that's why it's that's why it's good.
We're gonna do a show.
That's why it's good, because it's real. That's why I never, like we have Brian Layton does the off-road report. I'm not an off-road guy. I love it. I've been to it a whole bunch, but that's his life. That's what he lives and breathes. So when he talks about it, it's real, and that's why I let the people that are into it talk about it. I'm a drag guy. I love the drag racing. That's what I talk about.
Well, like Bob, he's a car show guy, so he's out there doing the car shows. He's living, breathing it, buying, show cars and showing them, and yeah, we totally understand.
Hey, I got to ask you guys a question, because I'm doing crew updates on thefote.com while we're talking to you, and I'm also doing all the social media, Facebook and all that stuff. But on thefote.com, people want to know, what's your website? Where can they find out more information about you guys and your events and everything?
That's easy. Cudra, CUDRA.net.
Wow, that is easy.
And and are there periods in between the letters?
No.
No. Okay.
Now, what does Cudra stand for?
CUDRA stands for the Coalition of Ultimate Drag Racers Association.
Oh, right.
Now, didn't it used to be urban?
It used to be urban, but you know what? We became so diversified, and we got so, and you remember, Lucky, the first time we talked with you, the one question that you were asking me was, what is urban? Because in California, everything is urban.
Yeah.
And he was at a loss. He was.
Right.
He didn't know. He couldn't say, well, this is urban. And of course, here in the Midwest, it means something totally different.
Right.
But there's so many different faces, and nationalities now.
Yep.
With Cudra, that it just became ultimate.
Racing has no color. It's every color in the world, and that's what I love about it.
Mm-hmm. That's drag racing in itself.
It is.
Yep. It's all about the people and the personalities and the big hearts. That's what we found out. We love the people in racing.
Now, when's your next event?
Our next event is going to be May 18th, right at Thompson Raceway Park. And we kind of got rained out for our testing too. We were pumped up to go, and we got down there a day early, and then the rain gods came.
Right.
That's why Ohio's so green.
Yes. So we're just going to start racing. Even though I just told Ken, I kind of looked on Magnolia's website, and they're kind of biting at the bit to go ahead and do a test and tune this Saturday. So,
well, you got to go out and get your hardware and get it running, and make sure you're ready for the race. And a test and tune, there's no pressure. You don't have to win. You just need to go fast. So. I'm a big fan of test and tunes myself because I don't have to. I never lose.
Exactly.
Right. Well, it's been 4.5 years since I stepped behind the wheel, so I'm kind of anxious to get it done.
What are you going to get behind the wheel of?
I got a 1994.
Yeah.
Was it Sundance? Sundance. It says Sundance, but I believe it's
Shadow.
A Shadow, yeah.
Is that Plymouth?
Plymouth Sundance.
Plymouth Dodge, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it powered by?
Gorgeous.
Oh, it got a 340, a small block 340 in it with a 671 on it.
Oh, just a little minor motor, yeah. Okay.
That'll get the job done. That's it. That's that new baby we heard about earlier.
That's the baby.
Yeah.
So you're driving the wheels out the back like they should have been in the first place.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering because I got to take the trans out. I don't understand why the guy had a Chrysler Trans behind it. I'm putting a Chevy Trans and Drive behind it, and kind of, I got to get all the stats together so I can know what converter to, put in there and stuff like that. Because he said he had a problem. It was blowing right through the converter,
Yeah, I can imagine.
You got to do a little change. Well, listen, we're running out of time. We're a little low on time tonight because we got so many callers. But I want to know, can I get you guys to call back in after your event on the 18th?
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if anybody want to hear us, so go to nostatic.com, nostaticradio.com.
And
on Monday nights at 9 o'clock, 9 to 11.
Yes, 6 p.m. their time.
What's that website for that radio show again?
It is nostaticradio.com.
Perfect. Cool. Perfect. And then when you call back, can you maybe give us some names of some of the winners and runner-ups and some of the people, that need a little attaboy?
Well, you know what I did, Bucky, is I went and purchased, as my son said, I moved up to 2005. I actually went and got a brand new camcorder because everybody's using the notebook.
Ooh.
So I'm going, I'm going to shoot you some shots, and you'll see some of us out here and what we're doing.
Great.
And we will absolutely keep in touch.
Awesome.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Thanks so much for calling.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bob, I think it's time for some gas. I know we've got a caller that's ready to talk about Mustangs.
We do.
Yes.
Bruce drove his Mustang tonight.
He did, and it actually ran all the way here.
It's just for you. Well, let's go to line 2, and let's welcome Craig Cunningham. Craig, thanks so much for holding on. You've been such a sweetheart. Welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Well, terrific. Glad to be part of your show, and just calling in because of good old Bob Beck and his invitation to do so.
Hi, hey, thank you. Now, you've got an event coming up for Mustang owners, although we just had the fabulous Ford show at Knott's Berry Farm where there are 1,100 Mustangs out of 2,100 entries.
How do you survive an event like that?
Well, you got to watch where you walk, those Mustangs. But anyway, but you've got an event coming up right here in the heart of the San Fernando Valley.
Yes, sir, we do. We've got a terrific show. It's going to be held at Vista Ford in Woodland Hills, California. And our club, the Mustang Owners Club of California, is the co-sponsor of that show. And we've got over $1 million worth of Mustangs coming in. And we're going to blow the doors off anybody that comes on over there to take a look at those. We've got all kinds of early models, middle models, and late models as well. And We're going to have free food. We got over $1,000 worth of raffles, auctions that are going to occur, and we have the show running from about 3 in the afternoon to 8 o'clock at night, because we know some of the car guys like to sleep in on Saturday morning. So we said, well, we can accommodate them, and we'll have it from 3 to 8. So come on out, have some great food, and we're promising them great weather as well.
All right, now the Mustang was first introduced 1964 and a half, and one of the big things they sold was back then was the sweet 6-cylinder Mustang that sold for $2,368.
Isn't that hard to believe?
Little 6-cylinder. Now, your club started when, though?
Well, our club started in 1978, and speaking about early Mustangs, we have the first Mustang ever produced in our club. It belongs to a United Airline former captain, Bob Freya, and it mistakenly went, and it was a 6-cylinder and a 3-speed. It mistakenly went from Michigan up into Alaska, and it sat in the showroom, believe it or not, for 2 years up in Alaska, and then that same Mustang moved through about 14 owners until Bob found it in about 1995, totally restored it, and it's been a classic car to look at, and featured in many publications.
So, and you said that was the very first Mustang ever produced?
That's right. There were two. And I should clarify that and say it was the first hardtop ever produced. There was a convertible that was also produced, and went to an airline captain as well, Captain Tucker. So between two airline pilots, they captured the market on those early Mustangs.
Now, we're showing pictures right now of some of the pace car Mustangs that have been at Indianapolis. And the first year of the Mustang, it was the pace car. And they also debuted the Mustangs at the New York World's Fair.
Interesting. Back when they used to have World's Fairs.
Back when they used to have World's Fair. And I can remember that was the first time I saw a Mustang. You got to go in it, and you had it was kind of like on a track, and you drove through the time.
Oh, interesting.
And you sat in the Mustang convertible. They were great. Now, the 6-cylinder at the first one was a 170. Then they went to a 200. But the first V8 was the 260, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And that was in 64 and a half as well. And then they gave it a few more cubic inches as you moved into the 65 era, and it got out to 289, which was the basic engine for many, many years. And eventually that went into the 302 cubic inch range. But it's fun to watch the evolution of that V8, and just the popularity of it, as you know, has just exploded around the world.
Yeah, now the Mustang was a great car based on the Falcon, which there are a lot of common parts on the Mustangs in 64 and 65 to the Falcon.
I think even the dashboard looks similar, although it's probably not the same, right?
The metal part of the dashboard was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And the instrument cluster, I think, looks like it, right?
Looks like it, yeah. The 66, though, is a real popular swap to put in the Falcon.
Yeah, with the dual
because you got the round gauges.
The single round, yeah, okay.
Look at that under-dash air conditioning. Isn't that nice?
But yeah, that was the afterthought back then. Here's the famous Rally Pack that was an option in 1965.
Someone we were talking with just last week, or maybe I think it was here on the show, somebody's looking for a tack, the tack that's on the left-hand side there, for a 65, which is...
Now, Craig, they're in reproduction now, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are. You know, the beauty of this whole sport, really, is that you can get almost any parts you want delivered to your doorstep, FedEx overnight, and you take your half-inch wrench and put your car together.
Yeah, now there's even a company that's reproducing the 67 Mustang and 68 Mustang fastback bodies.
Wow. Fiberglass or steel?
No, real steel.
Wow.
So you can build a Mustang and not even use an original Ford part.
Or you could just get a whole new body if you've got the title to a rusted-out one.
That's the way some people are doing it.
Aha!
But we won't tell on you, Bruce. Don't worry.
What? What?
Bruce likes rust.
Bruce likes Rusty. Yes, in Rusty Trust. But now Bruce is also our resident Mustang owner. And Bruce, how many do you have?
You know, I'm down to 3 now.
Down to 3. Yeah. You still have your 4x4 Mustang, though.
That's true, and that's one of the 3. At its peak, it was probably 7 or so. I think I had.
Yeah.
And which one did you drive this evening?
68 convertible with power steering and power disc brakes.
It's beautiful. Now, I used to have 2 Mustangs. Mustangs myself.
Did you really?
Yeah. My very first car was a Mustang Ghia.
Oh, yeah. I had one of those, a Mustang too.
1974 Mustang Ghia.
Yeah, I've got the front end of a Mustang too underneath my willies.
Yeah,
Does that count?
Sure.
It had the V8. Or no, I'm sorry, V6. V6, yeah.
Now, Craig, you've been a member of the Mustang Club for quite some time. How many what kind of Mustang do you have?
Well, I have three currently. I have two 66s. One of them is a candy apple red convertible, which will be at this show this coming Saturday. And I have also a night mist blue coupe. The fun of the coupe is not only do you have disc brakes, but I've got that stereo 8-track. And you go to a car show, turn that puppy on, and you draw a crowd, I'll tell you.
I know. Do you, I don't know if you do this, but, Craig, do you go through your ancient 8-track collection trying to find the one with the perfect label that shows, as the car is sitting there, the label is important. Like, what kind of music is it? Is it going to be like Boston or Journey or something earlier than that?
Boston Turner Overweight.
Yeah, there's just a whole ton of tapes out there, and it's fun to put on one of the 4 demo tapes, too, that you got with the car as well. So that's always a kick to do. And, the fun thing about this sport is that, you get around some folks at car shows or Bob's Big Boy Drive-In, and it seems like everybody in the world has been in the Mustang car at some point in time, owning one or going out and racing a Hertz one up and down the drag strip. But great history out there.
Well, they only made millions, right?
Yeah. It still holds the record as first-year sales for Ford, I believe.
Yeah, crazy.
Now, Craig, your show is where?
It's going to be at the Woodland Hills area, and it's right at Vista Ford, which is on the corner of Canoga and Ventura Boulevard. We'll be right up front. The entire show will take place. They're going to move all the used cars off, and all our Mustangs are coming in there, so it's going to be a barn burner just to be able to drive by and see almost an old-time Ford lot out there.
There you go. And it's going to be when again?
It's going to be this Saturday, May 4, and runs from about 3 to about 8 o'clock at night.
All right, so if you want to see some of the best Mustangs in all of Southern California, come out to Vista. Is it
Vista Ford?
Vista Ford,
Woodland
in
Hills.
Woodland Hills from 3 to 8 p.m., right?
That's correct.
All right.
Can I pick up a Mustang for $2,400?
Yeah, but you may
we
have to
can
put it
find you
together.
a shell for $2,400, I think.
That's probably what that body's running for right now.
Yeah.
Maybe a steering wheel.
There you go. Something like that. All right, Craig, thank you very much for calling in to Gas and Speed Scene Live. Appreciate it. And for those of you, I hope you make it out to the Mustang Show this Saturday night.
You bet, folks. Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
You know what? Recently, we started showing some cell phone photos on Speed Scene Live, and I put out a request. I asked some racers. I got a whole bunch of good ones, and we picked a few out for tonight we're going to show. And we want to let people know that, hey, everybody's taking pictures with their cell phone now. It's really easy to email. Email your photos of your car to speedscene@aol.com. We'll put them on the air, and of course, Diana-Mite, what do they do if they don't have a Speed Scene Live sticker?
Well, all they have to do is hit the contact on our webpage, send us their contact information, a hard landline, a hard address is where we need to mail them to. Give us your information. We'll shoot you a couple Speed Scene Live stickers out, and you can put them right on your car. Actually, if you want to videotape yourself applying them,
Yeah. Or
run into me at one of the races. I'll do it for you.
Now, Bruce, right here, this big Dodge is Bob Perkins, and he's got a pair of stickers on the way right here. It's heading out to him, and he's going to stick them on this big Dodge.
Hey, nice wheelie.
He says the color combo of the Speed Scene Live sticker will go perfectly.
I think so.
Can you read the side of the Dodge?
Well, it does say, one hot tamale.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Hey, that's like Jesse's car, isn't it?
It kind of is.
Yeah.
And now here's Jim, and Jim's a big fan of the show. He actually raced this car for years and sold it to a guy who took it down to the San Diego area and has been racing it at Verona. And he invited Jim to come on down. This is Jungle Jim, and asked Jim to drive the car. So Jim got the opportunity to race his old car again.
Jim was a regular competitor up at LECR back in the day with that car.
He was.
And he's a Vietnam vet that my hat's off to the guy.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's a
great
good guy. Good guy.
Now, this Mustang right here is actually a photo of a young lady by the name of Lauren Hargrove. And, you know, a lot of times people send me a photo and they won't give me their name. And so I'll send them an email and I'll say, hey, what's your name? You know, I'll put your name up to the photo. And she said, well, my name's Lauren, but really that's not important. What I really want to say is put out a big thank you to the NMCA West for giving us a great place to race.
Oh, nice. That's very nice.
Very nice. And this dragster right here, this is the Popeye dragster, Justin Davis. And Justin must have had some spinach that day because he went all the way to the to the semis in Super Comp at the Las Vegas race.
What if he uses olive oil?
Well, and then of course,
why didn't I think of
Bruce,
that?
go back to those photos of Alex's car because Alex, we talk about you all the time. Alex, the car girl, and you drive your car. Not only do you race your Dodge Magnum, but you drive it to the races.
Well, she's actually, doesn't she tow a trailer with that car to the race?
There's a trailer hitch on the back.
Yes.
But the trailer doesn't have the car. The car tows the trailer.
The race car tows the trailer that holds all our stuff to, you know, change tires and convert the car into a race car when we get to the track, which is, you know.
Well, I heard it just take off from the studio about 3 minutes ago. It sounded like a race car leaving here.
And that's where the cutouts close. And I'll thank Headman Headers for that, by the way.
That's right. Yeah, just the Headman shirt right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're you know, they made the car sound pretty awesome when they were done with it.
Now, they put a set of headers on that car, and it really woke the car up. Now, you recently drove that car to Virginia.
Yes, we drove the car to Virginia with the original 6.1 motor, and they did a swap to the 6.4 motor and put the Magnuson supercharger back on, and now it makes, 700 horsepower.
Wow.
And you did dip into the 10s on one of your runs.
We did, yeah. There's an 1136 dial on the car right now, but the reason is because we have so much power that our tires and suspension just cannot take it, and we just spin half the track. So we have tons of timing pulled, and just to get down the track. And once we figure out a better setup, we'll be able to dip into the 10s again.
Now, this is a street car. No tubs, no ladder bar, 4-link, nothing like that. It's got the GPS, the stereo,
air conditioning, sunroof,
subwoofer.
So you can listen to the radio and hear what your reaction time was then, right?
You know what? You'd think, but the car is so loud that I can't. It doesn't matter how much I turn the volume up, I can't hear it.
Get a little earpiece, put it in. Okay, 503.
Well,
yeah.
That's her iPod, and it's going.
Yeah, right. Believe it or not, I actually concentrate on racing while I'm racing.
What did you do that? Talking about?
Of course she does. Didn't you make it to the semis?
Yes,
Isn't that what Lucky was talking?
At the last NHRA race, I made it to
That's
the semifinals.
awesome.
Thank you.
Nice.
70 cars showed up for that race. It was a big deal.
So you made some rounds.
Yeah, it
Nice.
was. The car was,
hooking
on its. Yeah, it was hooking exactly, which is why we won.
And the driver was doing her job, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I was doing my best.
Was that right after the Frank Hawley or right before?
It was the Sunday after the Frank Hawley race.
Oh.
I mean, the Frank Hawley class. Yes.
So you got to apply that knowledge.
Yeah, and Frank talks a lot about focus on what you can control. Don't worry about who's in the other lane. Don't worry about, who's first in the points. Are they still in? Don't worry about that. Run your own race. Focus on what you can control and do your own thing.
And when you got a big old blower car like Kevin right next to you going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying it's
hard.
easy.
Yeah. It's hard not to focus.
It's hard to focus on your own race sometimes, but
I like to think about puppies.
Puppies. Okay.
I think about
them
puppies.
puppies.
I'll think about
not those
something.
puppies, Bob.
Puppies.
And
Think about
everything's
something. It won't be puppies.
everything's nice, and I'm calm, and I'm happy.
really, is that what you're thinking?
I drive the car.
I don't know. know about that.
It's my happy place. Well, one of them.
One of them. Yeah, he's got stereo on his card too. The Flowmaster, though.
Oh boy.
Well,
Okay.
I think it might be time to do what's going on because we've got a few minutes left of the show. And tonight we went commercial free because we had all these great callers. Ken and Denise from Kudra. We had so many people.
Roger Gustin, absolutely, from the Mardi Gras race. And we want to thank Curry Racing Rear Ends. Curry's got your rear end ready and waiting for you. You tell them Diana-Mite sent you.
And, of course, dragraceresults.com. If you want to find out about races like this, go to dragraceresults.com. I call it DRR.
Alex, where are you going to be next?
I'll be racing next on, I believe it's May 18th in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's the NHRA Summit race.
And Bob, where are you going to be next?
Well, I'm going to be with Lucky. We're going to be at the Edelbrock event this Saturday and Sunday, actually. I'm going to be on Horsepower for an hour with Dave McClellan and Donnie Camisi.
We love Dave.
We're going to be broadcasting live on Saturday from.
Nice.
They're going to be doing tours of the shop, and then Sunday's the car show. Rev it up for kids.
Oh, for a minute there, I thought, what? I'm supposed to be there on Saturday? No. You scared me for a minute, Bob.
Nah, but if you show up for your
we want to remind everybody, Roger Gustin's Mardi Gras Night of Fire race at State Capitol Raceway. That's May 3rd through the 5th at Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Now, we had Kudra on earlier, and we talked to Ken and Denise, and April 28th, the Ultimate Warrior Test and Tune at Magnolia Dragway, and then their points race, number 1, will be May 18th at Thompson Raceway Park, and then don't go too far away because the 26th, you can go right back for the second points race.
And the Hillbilly Arm Drops Drags, that's going to be May 10th and 11th at Prestonburg, Kentucky. Boy, that was a mouthful, right, Lucky?
That's right. And Alex, what's going on at Pomona?
On May 16th to the 19th is the NMCA West race at Pomona, and unfortunately I can't go. I've been wanting to race an NMCA race for
fun one.
I know, everyone's going. Feels like I'm the only one that's not invited to the party, but
Pomona.
I know I want to race Pomona a lot, but it's a points race for me. I can't miss Summit.
That's true.
Well, that's commitment, though.
The Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags will be May 10th and 11th at Prestonburg, Kentucky, and we are going to be talking to the people in charge. Kent Rose will be calling in and talking to us about the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags.
And Schooled by Scotty class, that's going to be at Cap Rock. Boy, I'm glad I pronounced that correct. Motorplex, Penwell, Texas.
I just
May 10th through the 12th.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Scotty's also going to be teaching at Northern Lights Raceway May 24th.
Boy, he's got a lot of stuff because it looks like he's going to be at Twin City Motorsports on May 17th. He's just everywhere. And then, of course, don't forget the Speed Scene Live Nationals. That's June 8th at Great Bend. Well, Scotty's going to be there, too. We just can't keep that guy down. He's going to be doing the class on June 7th. And don't forget, we're going to have the team race on Sunday the 9th. 3 big days of racing. 3 chances to win money? All for one pull. You can't beat that. Visit the track at www.srcadragstrip.com.
And don't forget, ANRA Spring Nationals are happening on June 7th to the 9th.
And the Holly National Hot Rod Reunion will be June 13th through the 15th at Bowling Green Beach Bend Track. I'm going to be out there. Come on by and see me in the Curry Rear Ends Headman Hustler header booth and cheer me on because I'm going to be racing Gas Eliminator. I got my entry card yesterday.
Ooh, yeah. June 29th, Southern California Super Street and SoCal Pro Gas. They're going to be holding 2 races at the Auto Club Famosa Bakersfield on one day.
Now, this is a big deal because SoCal Pro Gas has not been around for a couple years. SoCal Super Street has been racing, but both these events will be at Bakersfield.
So come show your support.
Come on up. You can race 2 races in one day.
Yeah, all you guys that you put your cars in the garage, you haven't been racing, bring them out to Famosa and start racing.
Now, June 30th, 1320 Extreme at MIR. For all my friends out there at 1320 Extreme, here you go, MIR. Don't miss it.
ANRA Summer Nationals. It's going to be August 23rd through the 25th.
and Pigeon Forge Shades of the Past Car Show, September 6th and 7th at Dollywood Splash Mountain in Tennessee.
Didn't you go there last year,
I
Lucky?
did, and come on out because it's going to be my birthday, so come on down. Say hello to me. I'll be in God's country. I'll be in Tennessee I love.
It's going to be a big birthday, too, isn't it, Lucky?
I'm really curious to know now how old you're going to be.
We're not going to tell anybody. It's a surprise.
Well, if I was a shoebox Chevy, I'd be a collector item.
21. You're going to be 21, baby. That's what it is.
Which anniversary of the 21st birthday?
We don't tell.
We don't, yeah.
And then, hey, after that, the first ever New England Hot Rod Reunion, September 12th through the 14th at Epping, New Hampshire. We're going to sell you the seat, but you're only going to need the edge.
You loved saying that, didn't you?
That's it. Oh, and last race here, October 11th through 13th, the ANRA season finals. Oh, October's too far away. Don't worry about October. Worry about right now. And Diana-Mite,
it'll be here before you know it, Lucky.
That's right. Don't worry about that birthday.
Now worry about not having them.
Far worse.
Yeah,
yes.
good. But
Well,
you don't know it.
Bruce, about that time, want to thank everybody for joining us on Speed Scene Live. You want to take it away?
I guess we got to do it because you know what happens when you run out of time.
No.
You run out.
You don't have a birthday.
There's no time left.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I think all of us had the right answer.
I was expecting a quote from Morris Day.
Jungle Love. Oh, boy. Now look what you've done.
We're in trouble.
Oh, man. Hey, coming up, the encore presentation of the show, so we got a full hour of time left, in a sense. Hey, Bob, good to see you in the studio again.
Thanks. Good to be back.
As well, you too, Alex the Cargo Rosio.
It's been awesome.
All right, Lucky Hudson, we'll see you guys next week.
Next week we'll be here.
All right,
Absolutely.
Diana. All right, works for me. Yep, the encore presentation comes up next. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll do this again 1 week from right now, right here.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoe.com.